going on, all you Italian beef enthusiasts? Your two favorite Chicagoans are back today, and we are excited to review the following TV show that is now streaming on Hulu. It is called The Bear. Stars, yeah, that's right. That's Jeremy Allen White. Is it Jeremy Allen White?
Hey, you see my brother around? Lip Gallagher?
That's right. Lip Gallagher himself back in a role in Chicago. You know, he must like it there to come back, so soon after leaving Shameless, finishing that up and immediately coming back for a project in Chicago. He's got to have, some strong memories here, and he's back in Chicago, and it feels good seeing him again. He's older now. In Shameless, he was always my favorite character. So it's no surprise that I'd enjoy him in this role. And it's something totally different from his character in Shameless, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's one of my, favorite actors, younger actors especially. I've been watching his career since season 1 of Shameless when it aired on Showtime, getting this guy hooked on it. Seeing this kid grow up. He was in The Rental. That was Dave Franco's horror movie. Loved him in that. And then him, playing this character of Carmy Rosado, a really top-notch, Michelin star chef coming from the best restaurant in the world in New York, returning back home to Chicago after his brother dies and basically inheriting the restaurant that the brother's been running, and finds out all about the debt and all the shady stuff his brother was doing throughout this restaurant. Yeah, Richie's actor. He's really fantastic. We know that guy from Nosferatu. What's his name?
MOSS-BACHRACH.
Yeah, he's really good. I've seen him pop up in a few things here and there, but he really brings a really intense performance in this series. The Bear, being the best friend to Carmy's brother that passes away, that we eventually find out, played by John Bernthal. But Richie is, just like a crazy madman doing some shady deals. He's a ticking time bomb and shitty father. And, you don't know what to expect for this guy. You don't know what's going to happen.
I love their dynamic. The two of them working together, they felt like family. The way that this show's shot and everything, it's so close knit. It feels like they had, these group of actors just in this small space in this kitchen working together. It really shows you it shows you what it's like to be in a, busy restaurant in Chicago. Time's ticking, it's chaotic. You got people coming in for sandwiches the whole time. Let's get the beef ready. It really captures that. It really puts you on edge. It reminds me a lot in that aspect of Uncut Gems, capturing that craziness of the whole thing and these characters trying to hold it together. You got Carmy there. He's new to this business. He's trying to take over after his brother passes away, and he's trying to navigate all these different personalities in the shop here. And, you have this fantastic young actress playing Sydney, Ayo Edebiri. She does a really great job in this role as this young chef who knows about Carmy's work in New York and knows how talented and excellent of a chef is. So, she, in the first couple episodes, she applies and gets to work there along with them. So it's a really interesting look at this young chef, kind of look into Carmy's character as as somebody to look up to and sort of model how she's going to, move on in her career, having went to culinary school and looking to make her mark in the culinary world. But yeah, man, just like you mentioned to me, this really captures this whole feeling of being in that kitchen and just how crazy it is. They're cursing at each other. My blood pressure was rising when they were yelling at each other. You got phones going off, you got people fighting, you got stoves burning over, you got all these personalities, and they have to make it work in order to keep this business going.
Yeah, it really captures the true atmosphere of running the kitchen. My, family ran restaurants while I was growing up. My dad was a chef. I was a little kid going in there and seeing how intense it gets. It really captures that. They're running this much, or he's trying to run this like a French restaurant. There's a lot of respect, chain of command. You have yes chef, heard chef.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how it is ran in a true kitchen. It's just about respect, and following the leader and making sure you're getting your job done and understanding, what they're telling you. So really does a great job of really capturing that. I think episode 7 is one continuous shot. Yeah, they didn't cut anything. It's just like throughout the kitchen, it's like on the edge of your seat. My blood pressure was like, freaking out. Like it felt like you could feel, how the anxiety of everything going on with this certain moment, this certain episode of the season. It really captures that. I thought that was just one of the best episodes of TV I've seen this year thus far. I think that was just like an Emmy nominated, episode. It's just really keeps you on the edge of your seat, not knowing what's going to happen with this restaurant, if Carmi's going to make it out alive, being buried in debt and trying to change around the menu with, working with this team of thugs and, people that are slackers and trying to bring it all together, much like a French restaurant. It's really captured beautifully.
Something else that's really captured beautifully in The Bear is the city of Chicago.
Yes.
Both of us, we've lived there. We've, Uncle Logan's still right by there. We go there all the time. We grew up there, so we know the city and how it looks at night and, coming back downtown, going to the bars and stuff. They really capture the look of Chicago. The camera work's phenomenal. So we got a director, creator, Christopher Storer, does a really great job of capturing Chicago, just the life, the nightlife, all the people coming in on their lunch breaks, trying to get their Italian beef and, sandwiches on their lunch break, and just how fast they have to work. And everything's captured, like even the people in the kitchen. You got all flavors, you got all ethnicities working together for the same goal. You see all sides of the story, really, and that's what Chicago's all about. It's a big melting pot. And the soundtrack as well accompanies the show and the city just perfectly, in my opinion. After the show was over, I went over to Spotify and looked for the playlist. It's that good. Really captures the feel and reminds me of being there, roughly 10 years ago, starting to live there. So really great job with that. Man, I really enjoyed this. It shows you an emotional journey of these characters too. Carmi losing his brother, having to, kind of pick up the pieces and solve the puzzle because they don't know, it was a surprise that the brother did this. He kind of didn't know everything going on, but as the 8 episodes unfold, you see through Carmi's character, him sort of process everything and go through all the steps, going to Alcoholics Anonymous, kind of talking it out and put all the pieces together along with Richie there, who obviously was very close with his brother. But they did a really good job of slowly unveiling that and kind of the mystery and, why did his brother give him the restaurant if he didn't really kind of act like he ever cared about his career when he was a chef in New York. So there's a lot of emotional family stuff in there. And the stuff with Richie's phenomenal too. You can tell he's this hothead, but he's got a big heart and, he's got this, daughter, I think, that he's trying to reconnect with, through a girl that he didn't end up staying with. And him trying to pick up the pieces and control his anxiety and his addictions too. And just a phenomenal series. It reminded me a lot of, kind of the relationships on Rescue Me. It showed you the grittiness of it and just phenomenal. I really am glad I watched the rest of the series. I watched the first 2 and then picked up with the 3rd and watched the 8th all in a couple of days. It's a fantastic binge and highly recommend it. Great acting. Everything's great.
Just a really good drama. It's really driven by the characters, even the bad, parts of life that we go through that they don't always show in TV. People struggling, dealing with a tragedy and dealing with the trauma afterwards and trying to get your mental health up, after dealing with something like that, losing a family member, running in a restaurant, not sleeping much, and just juggling a lot, and a lot of different characters in the show, but they all kind of put their differences aside, work together in this. It really started to form something really special at this restaurant and reviving it. And I thought, the cast is really phenomenal across the board here. Jeremy Allen White, obviously being the best. The rest of the cast, supporting cast, is really impressive. A lot of people I've never seen before. I thought they brought some really great performances, and I want people to watch this so they bring it back for season 2.
I would love to see it continue from where it ends up. I really love the ending, how they ended it too.
Yeah.
Really awesome how it tied everything together in that first season. Excellently. It's, the kind of series that could either stop here and be its own little contained 1 season thing, but it could also go on here. And I hope it does, just because I love the actors and everybody involved in the way it was shot. And I could see it continuing. And I want to see the story and how they're able to move forward from where it, what we see at the end there.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how it all works out. You're like feeling like the brother is a deadbeat, didn't do much, and then you find out exactly what happens in the final episode. And the intro dialogue of episode 8, really top-notch performance, Emmy award-winning performance by Jeremy Allen White at therapy, talking about everything that's going on with his life and family and brother. Was really just well done, just really great acting right there. Very impressed by the show. It's a show I binged right away. I got hooked on it a few episodes in, just fell in love with the atmosphere, Chicago, living there, walking around the city and seeing different parts that they shoot in the TV show is pretty cool too. You see Lake Michigan and downtown and all that's really, really cool. And, Chicago is a good city, really known for a lot of good music and food. So that being said, I'm going to give the first season of The Bear on Hulu a 4.5 out of 5 Jeremy Allen White hairpieces.
I completely agree with that assessment. God, they even, they capture the love of the White Sox, in that downtown. Everything, the way that they captured the whole essence, they've really put a lot of passion into this show, and it shows. Very impressive from all these young actors and, not well-known actors, some really, Emmy-worthy performances, like you mentioned. Jeremy Allen White, Evan MOSS-BACHRACH, Richie and Carmi are two characters that I want to see. I want to see them more fleshed out. I want to see even more from them. Super excited to, tell everybody about this show, get the word going. I really enjoyed it, mate, and hope it comes back again. It's a winner for Hulu. And I am going to give Hulu's The Bear a 4.5 out of 5 Richie hairpieces.
So we want to hear from you, wild food enthusiasts. What would you like about The Bear? What didn't you like about The Bear? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe, chef. Also, check out these wild foodies on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
So thank you guys for joining us tonight as we reviewed The Bear. We had a great time. We can't recommend this show enough. We both really loved it. We think you guys will too. So please check it out. 8 episodes. They're all about a half hour long. I think the last one was, 47 minutes or so, but definitely a great binge. Highly recommended from these two wild rascals. We will be back very soon to review some more great movies and TV shows. So until then, from the heart of downtown Chicago, River North, baby, we're going to go get a sandwich at the Beef. What do you say, Richie?
Hey, why don't you give me a Miller Lite, too?
Cheers!
Cheers!